Why, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, and today I am bringing you a review of Dying Light Enhanced Edition for the PC. Dying Light is an open-world first-person shooter zombie game that borrows elements from a lot of other games. I'll be stepping through the pros and cons of Dying Light and letting you know if it's worth a pass or a play. Dying Light takes place in the fictional city of Haran, which, based on the building style and some of the accents, seems to be located in Turkey. You play as Kyle Crane, an operative of the GRE, or Global Relief Effort, sent into Haran during the zombie outbreak. In Haran is a file that contains an incomplete cure for the zombie virus, as well as the complete structure of the virus, which could be very dangerous if it got into the wrong hands. Kadir Suleiman, who goes by the name Rise here in Haran, is the man with the file, and also happens to have a major beef with the GRE over his brother's death. The story here is generally pretty average. You get dropped in to retrieve something, a somewhat cliched guy is the one with that something, and you meet a bunch of mostly shallow characters along the way. Techland went for a realistic art style in Dying Light, similar to the earlier zombie game Dead Island. Overall, the graphics aren't too bad. No grounds have been broken here, but other than some of the zombie types looking slightly cartoonish, things looked pretty good. One of my favorite parts about Dying Light was the zombie destruction. Using melee weapons, you could slice through and cut off limbs or even cut zombies right in half. You could also see the damage that you were doing to the zombies, leaving large open wounds with blunt weapons, or seeing large gouges in their head when using things like an axe. It was actually pretty neat to see and made the melee combat that much more satisfying. What stood out the most in Dying Light's audio was the music. There was a lot of 80s style synthy stuff that, while it sounds like it would be out of place, seemed to fit in pretty nicely. The sound effects were half decent, the zombies were nice and juicy sounding, the weapons sounded appropriate. My only real gripe was with the voice acting. There were a few characters that were done well, like Rise or the main character, but occasionally you would come across a character that was really painful to listen to.
Wait till Mom see this! For God's even again! I forgot it!
Dying Light is a lot of fun to play. The open world gameplay is filled with side quests, dynamic events such as helping other survivors, and some very vertigo-inducing climbing. If you've got some friends, Dying Light also offers a fully integrated 4-player co-op so you all can enjoy the main campaign together, or just goof around and kill zombies. The controls seem to be pretty tight in Dying Light. The parkour rarely did anything funky or unexpected, and at times felt a little bit like Mirror's Edge put into a zombie game. The gameplay seemed to flow much better and felt more smooth and natural than Techland's prior zombie game, Dead Island. Dying Light allows the player to craft and customize their weapons. Throughout the world and the story, you will find and unlock blueprints for weapons and items, allowing you to do some extra damage with some potentially shocking results. My only recommendation for improvement on this is to allow the player to create more than one item at a time. There will be times where you have enough supplies to make 30 medkits or so, and the game forces you to make them one at a time. To offer progression for the player, Dying Light offers 3 separate skill trees that gain experience based on how you play. Running, jumping, dodging, and doing parkour moves will grant you experience in the agility tree, allowing you to do some more advanced maneuvers or giving you more stamina when sprinting. Killing zombies, whether it be from melee weapons or guns, will give you experience in the power tree, which will let you fight more efficiently or more gruesomely, and allow you to craft things like grenades for use in combat. The third tree is the survivor tree, which gains experience as you complete side quests, help other survivors, and progress through the main story. This tree gives you skills that let you craft more items with the same supplies, hold more items in your inventory, and give you the extremely useful grappling hook. While the game was very fun to play, a lot of the side quests were just fetch quests, and it was easy to grow tired of them. I go back and forth on whether a fast travel system would have been a good idea to include as well. If it was there, I doubt that I would have explored the world as much. But if it was there, it would have saved a lot of time when I was just hammering through some of the story quests and had to go back to places that I had already been. The difficulty in the game also goes on a strange curve. Fighting zombies is much harder in the beginning of the game versus the end, and towards the end of the game, the only way you really die is if you get caught in a very bad position, or you miss a jump while scaling buildings. The nighttime also has a large difficulty spike when the volatiles come out. Experience gained at night is increased, but in general, unless the quest needed to be completed at night, you're better off just sleeping through it. So, after all of this, do I give Dying Light a pass or a play? It is definitely a play from me. There are very few games that I would go back and play again, but this is one of them. On top of that, Techland is actively developing for it, so new DLC is coming out all the time to keep the game fresh. Techland has promised 10 DLCs in 12 months, starting from August 2017 to 2018. And as of this review, 5 of them have already dropped. I can't recommend the game enough. So if you do pick it up, make sure to get the Enhanced Edition to get the Season Pass and all of the DLC that goes with it. So ladies and gents, that's it. Do you agree with this review? Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments. But for now, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.